particularly the offense, having to go down there to what's probably going to be a sellout or close to it, new offense, and first time with that kind of atmosphere. How much of a concern, if any, is that for the offense and the challenge of having to go against a full stadium again?
Yeah, you mentioned it. That dynamic of playing on the road, especially for the offense and the communication within a new offense, we've to the best we can, we've been simulating the effect that the noise is going to have in terms of us being able to hear verbally. And so really stressing the nonverbal communication and making sure that within the pre-snap, we are playing fast and efficient with our eyes so that we can get the communication that we need non-verbally, and that we don't get stalled out, and have pre-snap issues that are going to stall out drives.
Been a part of these, big openers, for a long time. Just in terms of what it can mean for a season and the momentum it can give you guys, how big is a game like this and the opportunity you guys have on a Thursday night, one of the only games on ESPN, to kind of make a statement early in the season?
Yeah, the opponent we're facing is obviously they've been very, very successful, in the past few years, and the things that they've been able to accomplish. And really that's what we're focused on, is our opportunity to be able to compete and see all the things that we've learned and grown from, in this first game. And as we continue to do so throughout this week and using our opportunities to continue to prepare, that's really what we're focusing on, is our growth every single day. We're not looking forward to the rest of the year. We're looking forward to handling our process, to make sure that we put ourselves in the best position possible for when that ball kicks at 7 p.m. Eastern time.
Schematically, this is kind of a classic matchup. You're a defensive guy. Gus Malzahn's an offensive specialist. Do you have any history coaching against him in the past, and what do you expect from a Gus Malzahn offense?
Yeah, in 2019, we started off the year against each other when he was at Auburn, I was at Oregon. So we've gone against, we've coached against each other. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's two different teams. It's two different teams, two totally different personnels that, from obviously 2019, there's no one, that was personnel wise. Well, I guess there are a few guys on that squad that were involved in that game now. But so, yeah, I'm sure they will be somewhat familiar with our defense. Obviously, I'm not the defense coordinator now. So we have prepared for his offense, and his offense is one of the most challenging ones in my career that we've ever faced. From the standpoint of they're multiple in all phases of the game, whether it be tempos and how they use tempos with no huddles, speed huddles, the variety of personnels and formations that come along with those things. And in my experience in studying and watching and playing against, his offense is always physical. And that's not just inside the tackles and on the edges and in the backfield, but on the perimeter as well. From studying and watching his wide receivers, they're always well trained on how to block on the perimeter and how to play physical on the perimeter. And that's going to be a great challenge as well.
So this is the first chance we had to talk to you since the quarterback decision was made. Excuse me. Tell me, in your opinion, why did Hank win this job?
Well, I think at the end of the day, Hank operated the offense and was able to move the team consistently, make good decisions, be accurate with the football, and improved his leadership off the field, most importantly. So I think he improved in all those areas, as did Jack. But at the end of the day, from a competition standpoint, he was ahead of him. And so we feel really good about the position room as a whole, but I'm excited for Hank and looking forward to seeing him do his thing.
I know you're a guy that studies a lot of football. Have you ever studied Gus Malzahn? And if so, what do you expect from that offense?
Yeah, I have studied Coach Malzahn a lot. Probably more in the days when he was at Arkansas was when I first started really getting into his stuff. He does a tremendous job of creating a lot of eye confusion and eye discipline issues for the defense. I expect them to have a high tempo offense that creates a lot of confusion for the defense. They're going to have to communicate really well, and they do a good job running the football and mixing in their play action stuff. And so he's been very successful wherever he's been. I know that a lot of the motion stuff that he's done for a long time were things that we started using a while back when we saw them doing that, and just the tackle over stuff. And so very creative mind, not surprised with all the success he's had. And I know that'll be a great challenge for our defense.
So I'm sure it's always difficult to prepare for the opener, but this week has to be especially difficult for you. Historically, Gus Malzahn offenses have been run heavy. In the past, UCF has thrown the ball around a lot and kind of leaned on the RPO stuff. So as a staff, what do you guys lean on when you're preparing for this game?
Yeah, good question. It's obviously a lot of, looking at, the personnel they have at UCF, who he was at Auburn, kind of who he is as a play caller and his identity. So getting into a lot of that. But to your point, I mean, they've had a whole year to prepare, and he's had a whole year to figure out ways to do things better or do things different to attack what he thinks he's going to see. We got some things that we're excited to do against them, and he's got some things he's excited to do against us. And so the biggest thing for us, especially on defense, to the initial point, was we got to be able to communicate. We give our guys rules for every call on how to play it and how to make adjustments on the field. Because on defense, that's what it is. We adjust to what they do. It's not like on offense, where, all right, we don't have this player, we're going to call a different player, we're going to do something different. We adjust to what they want to do, but we will be on the attack, and we will create plays that way for our defense. But first and foremost, we got to communicate, because we're going to see stuff that we haven't prepared for, and we'll be okay, because our guys understand their rules, they'll apply them. So the biggest thing for our defense is communicating, being on the same page. And then obviously as coaches, we've shown them the plan, but then you also kind of have an extra plan that you're ready for if they come out in it, because you can only show your guys so much, or else they're not gonna be able to play fast the way you want them to.